Grand Rising friends, Lady T here. So I just wanted to share with you a little bit about some magic that I'm going to be doing right now for my marriage. I actually did this ritual that I created myself months ago, and I'm going to do it again. So I will tell you a little bit more about how it affected and impacted my relationship and what my goals and my intentions are. And it was very powerful, very, very powerful. So I am doing it again for a refresher. Here, check this out. Okay, so this is my altar space. It's a little bit messy. I've been traveling and I've got to get it cleaned up because all of my relations prefer that it stays clean. But what I'm doing is I'm going to take a silver aluminum bowl that I picked up at the Dollar Tree and dump it out, make sure it's pretty clean. And I'm gonna go out here and get some dirt. It doesn't matter where you get the dirt from. When you are done with your prayers, you're going to dispose of it anyways. Okay, so I have some lavender and I have some clary sage. I have a purple candle that I'm going to dress with the lavender, and I have a brown candle that I'm going to dress with the clary sage. I'm going to speak my intentions into this brown candle. Also, this soil represents a lot of different things when it comes to prayer, spell work, in other words, putting your faith into action, right? That's what I call it. And so as I've been experimenting and finding the unique ways to put my faith into practice with elemental work, I pull a little bit of information from many different resources and ultimately go with my gut. And that's what's so special about it, is that nobody gets to actually dictate how it works for you. But clary sage is known for its healing properties, and so is lavender. They're both really good when working with prayers for relationships and healing. And so for this particular crafting, I am going to focus on Joe and I, but then I'm also going to do another one which I'll share for our kids. So I've been working with moon water for a while, since the Pisces full moon, creating different concoctions that I also incorporate in my rituals and my prayers. I've seen a lot of incredible results, and this is actually a sweet tea that I made with some botanicals and herbs representing the joy and the fun and the sweetness of romance, because we all know, like, we've been a couple for 20 years, so keeping romance alive is something that we work at, but we don't have to do it alone. We have the support of God through all the expressions of source in and around us, especially our plant world, animal worlds. They're all here. They want to help us. This is a sweet tea, and I'm going to tell you where that comes into play here eventually. So the first step, and this is quite a process, this particular ritual that I did, or spell or prayer work, whatever word you want to use. It's pretty, you have to do this consistently, okay? And so now what I do, now that I have my soil from outside our yard in a container that I know I don't have to bring back in my house, okay? Now I've got my paper, and what I'm going to put on my paper are both of our names. I'm probably going to fold it so that it fits underneath the soil, because I'm going to bury it when I'm done. So I'm going to put both of our names, our birthdays, our full birthdays, and our full names, okay? And then on the other side of the piece of paper, I'm going to write anything that I want to release, anything that I would like to see be cleared, any type of energy, if there's any stagnation, if there's boredom, if there's confusion, if there's miscommunication, any type of frustrating things that have gone on since the last time I did this ritual, or any type of patterns that I've noticed that still need to be released, closed out, and cleared. I'm going to write those out here, right? So name, both names on one side, things that I want to get rid of on this side. Yeah, I think I gave you guys some good examples. So I'm going to go ahead and write that now. Okay, so now that I have everything written out that I want to write, I'm going to go ahead and bury this in the sand. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and hold it down a couple more times. All right, I'm going to get your hands in that soil. You are participating, right? The visuals are important. The feelings are important. You are participating with giving these things, these energies back to Pachamama, the earth, to transmute them, to dissolve them, okay? And then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to dress your candles with the oil, right? And so here I've got clary sage. I'm going to dress my candle with clary sage, and how I'm going to do that is going to be from I'm going to put some drops in my hand, okay, and I'm going to go from the bottom up, and I'm going to speak what I desire into this oil and into this process of dressing the candle. I'm going to say thank you in advance for peace. Thank you in advance for harmony. As I rub the oil up, thank you in advance for clarity. Thank you for joy. Thank you for connection. Thank you for romance. Thank you for harmony. Thank you for insight, right? Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and bury my candle. However, I'm going to wait until I get my vinegar in there because it'll hold it up easier. All right. And then I'm going to take the lavender, and I'm going to dress the brown. Brown is also earthy, and so it's also known for the connection between the spirit realm and the earth realm. And with the lavender and the intention of dressing the candle, I'm just giving thanks for all my relations. I'm giving thanks for all the angelic beings that walk among me, that live among me, and all the various forms. Even the Bible says the angels walk among us. We serve them and don't even realize it. So we just want to say thank you, right, for that beautiful connection between the earth and the spirit realm, for all of the support systems through the love of God, through the love of Source that we have available to us. And we just honor and give thanks for this process of transmuting this energy and bringing forth the manifestations of a beautiful, harmonious marriage. Of course, you guys, it takes work on your end, right? You can't pray and not put your faith to work. Okay, so now I've got my candles. They're dressed. They've been filled with intention. I'm going to speak intention into this cup of vinegar, okay? So in this little cup of vinegar, I am just speaking the symbolism into it of transmutation. As this vinegar goes into this dirt, it is going to symbolize the transmutation, the evolution of the energies that are no longer serving us into the higher frequencies of strength and growth and expansion. I don't want to dissolve the energy. I don't want to get rid of them. They're a part of our experiences, but I want to transmute them into a higher frequency so that they support the overall harmony and peace of our home, right? And so anything that's in the way of intimacy, anything that's in the way of clarity, anything that's in the way of growth and expansion, then we just say thank you to the elements, thank you. And this symbolizes the dissolving, the transmutation process. That's what acid does, right? That's what vinegar does. It alters the alchemic state of what you put it on, right? I think I use a little too much vinegar, only if my candles won't stay up. So now for me, everything that I do is in the name of Yeshua. I know many people work with other archetypes, and I've also gotten to know more about other archetypes that want to help and support us. But ultimately, Yeshua has always been my guide. If you don't know, Yeshua is the Hebrew name for Jesus. Always been my guide, always been my shepherd. And so I give thanks for the guidance, the leadership, the healing that Yeshua has brought to my life. Okay, so now I have my candles and they are ready to be burnt as long as I can keep them straight up. All right. And I probably could have cut the wick, but I didn't, so it's okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and light the candles. And when I light the candles, it's also very important that I say thank you to the element of fire for the purification, for the revelation, right? Fire is light, fire reveals. And so I thank you for that. Also, it takes away, right? And so the fire here in these candles represents taking away of that which doesn't serve the highest and best for our clarity and our connection. It brings power, it brings momentum, it brings fuel into the magic. Now I'm going to go ahead and get some more soil because my candles are falling over. So I got to go get some more dry soil. Okay, let me wash my hands. Okay, so I pulled an oracle card to set the theme to give me some inspiration, and I got Spirit of Gratitude. And it's important to remember that as opposed to creating long prayers and requests and asking for things necessarily, it's important to approach your prayer and your spell work with just gratitude, knowing that everything that you need for your highest and best version of who you are is already within you. And what happens is the energy gets blocked, and so we come into agreement with the perfect flow of that energy, and then we watch how the elements and the relations and all of the guides that God has so graciously given to help and support us here in this experience, they come together and they acknowledge the symbolism as an activation. And you know, in church life, they used to say, you know, once you take that first step, it's like showing God that you're willing to step out in faith. Stepping out in faith was like the thing that unlocked. And so for me, working with rituals is a part of my stepping out in faith. It's a part of my demonstrating the gratitude and thankfulness and the belief for that which I already know exists and wants to manifest in my life. And so I'm cooperating with all of the elements that have to come together in order for it to be a tangible experience. Sure, these experiences, they're ours to have, they're already there. But if we're not experiencing them in this reality, we have yet to match our frequency, so to speak, to that which we're wanting. And so after the last ritual that I did for my marriage, what happened over the next few months, because you're not looking at instantaneous stuff here. So over the next few months, things got really sticky, and things got seemingly more disconnected. And I had remembered hearing that, you know, when you pray for something or when you do a spell for something, you know, to be careful. Like they say, be careful what you pray for, because you are first going to experience the disruption of everything that's in the way of that which you desire to experience in this physical realm. So if it's joy you're wanting to experience, if it's peace you're wanting to experience, if it's these feelings of bliss that you're wanting to experience in this sensible body, this body that experiences this natural realm, you know, then ultimately God and the universe and everything that has been created to harmonize with us is ready to act on that intention, and it's ready to help bring the vibration up to par so that you can experience that thing, so that you're an energetic match for it. So now I sit here and I'll show you. I'm in front of my altar and I have my prayer candles going. I'm going to now sage my space, myself, and then light some copal. This is what I use for burning. So I have the copal burning, right? Copal is known for locking in. It's for locking in those frequencies that you've just been cultivating with your prayer and your magic, right? And everything is spirit. Everything is spirit. Everything is spirit. Everything is alive. Everything contains energy, right? God is love, right? But we don't necessarily understand what that love means because we think in terms of human love. This is unfathomable love, unfathomable love. Anything that promotes fear, that's not God. That's not God. Anything that curses what God has created, right? What the Creator has given and put on this earth, that's not love, that's not God. So Psalms 23 being one of my favorite, right? The Lord, the Almighty, is my shepherd. I don't lack for anything. He lays me down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters and restores my soul, right? And even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear nothing, right? Because fear is the opposite of love. I will fear nothing, no evil. God is with me, right? Do you believe that you are covered, that you are surrounded, that you are empowered and protected by the divine? He will not leave me or forsake me. He anoints my head with oil, my cup overflows. He prepares a table for me in the presence of my enemies. And my cup overflows. And surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. And when I am in experiences that don't feel like goodness and mercy, when I remember that I have the mind of Christ, when I remember that God's thoughts are way higher than my human thoughts, but I can tap into that, right? I can tap into that. Yeshua said, my sheep know my voice. So I'm going to let these candles burn out and just really sit with them and allow myself to release everything that doesn't serve my marriage. And the outcome isn't up to me. I don't get to control the outcome. That's not what this is about. I surrender it. And when I am done with this step, I will show you about the next one, because the next step is what we are inviting in, and that is a 7-day daily ritual. So stay tuned for part 2. Namaste.